Hello, everybody. We're going to continue with insights and nuggets. I love the book of Genesis. And even though the ending is a little bit sad, Jacob is dying. They understand that they're going to stay in Egypt. Soon we know the slavery is beginning. There is still so much to learn. The connection between the insights, the Torah stories, and those nuggets in positive intelligence that come to life. And today, I want to talk briefly, very briefly, about two of these aspects. So in the couple last chapters and parashot, the Torah story from the book of Genesis, we see the reunion of Joseph and his brothers. And you can see that there is a fear in the brothers' eyes and the behavior. Oh, what is Joseph going to do to them now that they realize that he's alive and he knows what they have done? What will be their punishment? And here comes, I think, something incredible. It's the idea that Joseph forgives his brothers, not only forgives his brothers, but tell them that that was God's intention, that whatever happened that was bad carried with it a gift of an opportunity and a new beginning. If it wasn't for the brothers putting Joseph in the pit, he wouldn't be in a position to help them now, to help his own father now. Applying it to our own lives into positive intelligence. In positive intelligence, there is the sage perspective that everything that happened can become a gift and an opportunity. At first, of course, when we read the Torah stories, we think, oh, horrible. Could not be more horrible than that. And yet, years later, in this case, it was the best thing that could have happened. Reflect in your own life on something that was negative, that you didn't want to happen. In your personal life, in your work life, in a relationship with a colleague. Looking at it now from present onto the past, did the thing that happened became a learning stone, a jumping stone for something positive? I can tell you in my life, so many times I have seen it, that at first I thought, oh, why did this happen? It's not fair. It's not right. And then things seems to become more available to my sight. Sometimes things you don't see that actually made it more better, actually. It made it better. And, I'm thinking why I'm hesitating here is I'm thinking of my sister when she was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. The reason I wrote this book, Behind Me, Moments of the Heart. We thought it was the worst thing that could happen, a tragedy. And while the event itself was not good, what came out of the event was good. And she says, in her words, cancer was the best thing that happened to me. Wow. How often do you hear that? So that's one thing that I wanted to talk to you, connecting the stories of our ancient wisdom, the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible, with positive intelligence. The other point is that in this Torah portion, at the end of the book of Genesis, we read that Jacob has died and Joseph is mourning and crying. And I want to talk about the concept of grief. A lot of the time we say in positive intelligence that any bad emotions, any negative emotion is not good and you should do it for 1 second. Grief is not one of these negative emotions, even though for the outside, it seems like, we're crying, we're sad. In positive intelligence terms, which I think is so true, grief is not coming from a negative place. Grief comes from a positive place of the sense of loss of something and someone we love. It couldn't be more positive feeling than that, to show our love and connection to something that is no longer here on this earth. And I know several of you have been mourning. I just heard from a client that even though her husband passed away 3 years ago, she still feels the big hole in her heart. Grief is something that it's good for human being to experience. And of course, in Judaism, we have such a rich tradition of what to do and when to do when somebody passes away. So if you're grieving right now, allow that time to heal you, because you are going to go deeper into loving that person that right now you're missing. And then ask yourself at the right time, how can I make this person's memory a blessing? How can I take that memory and bring it in a positive way to the world to see the greatness of this person that I love that is no longer here? And it doesn't happen in the first day or the second day after someone passes away. Of course not. In the Torah story, we hear that Pharaoh allowed Joseph and all of his brothers to take Jacob back to the land of Canaan and to mourn for him. And they return. And that's the end of the book of Genesis. And in our tradition, Jewish tradition, we say at the end of every book, we say, Chazak, Chazak, Venit Chazek. Be strong, and strengthen yourself. And I think that's another beautiful thing with positive intelligence. It's the idea of the mental fitness. Chazak, be strong, not with your bodies, which is also good. Here, chazak, chazak, be strong, be mentally fit, and bring everybody else around you. The more mentally fit we are, the more we can bring other people up. The more we are in the sage brain, as positive intelligence notes, the easier it is for other people to join us. So I wish you a beautiful sage time. Be in that place that other people not only look up to you, but elevate to where you are. Thank you.